Continuing their series of recent launches, Ducati released details of the revised and updated Panigale V4. In this video we will focus on the Panigale V4S and take a look at all the updates Ducati have made to their flagship Superbike. There are 5 key areas where they have tuned and tweaked the Panigale: the engine, the aerodynamics, ergonomics, the chassis and the tech package, all in a bid to make the Panigale V4 not only faster but more comfortable and usable too. Hello and welcome to Moto Chatter. Let's dive into the details. Ducati are always pushing the envelope in their race teams and on their superbikes, and filtering developments from the track onto their road bikes. Nowhere is this clearer than on the Panigale V4. The Desmosedisi Stradale 1103cc 90-degree V4 with its Desmo valve timing, variable length inlet tracks, counter-rotating crank and twin pulse firing order mean it is very closely related to the MotoGP engine, and it certainly sounds like a MotoGP bike. For 2022, power is up, mainly achieved by 18% larger exhaust outlets in the silencer, which reduce exhaust back pressure, and also improvements to the oil pump and circulation system to reduce power drain from the engine. The result is a 1.5 horsepower increase in peak power at 13,000 RPM. The Panigale V4 is now producing 215.5 horsepower, but that's not the whole story. On the 2022 Panigale V4, there is also an additional 2.5 horsepower gain in the higher revs beyond peak power at 14,500 RPM. Peak torque is 91.2 pound-foot at 9,500 RPM, with 80% of maximum torque being available from just 6,000 RPM. If that's not enough for you, there is a new optional track-only Agropovich titanium full race exhaust with underseat silencers. The new system boosts power by a further 12.5 horsepower and torque by 5.4 pound-foot to an unrivaled on a road bike 228 horsepower with 96.6 pound-foot. The race system also shaves 5 kilos or around 11 pounds off the overall weight of the bike too. And for those noise sensitive and restrictive racetracks, the new race system is quieter than the old race system at 105 decibels and can be reduced further to just 102 decibels. In addition to the engine updates, Ducati have also sprinkled some World Superbike magic on the gearbox. The Panigale V4 now shares first, second and sixth gear ratios with the World Superbike V4R race bike. These gear ratios are longer, allowing for first gear to be used in more slow corners. It provides better engine braking and corner exit acceleration, as well as less drop in revs when shifting from first to second. Taking advantage of the extra power available, the longer 6th gear gives more top speed with an extra 5 km an hour or 3 miles per hour available along the straights. The results of the updates become clear on track. Ducati took 2 of their test riders and their MotoGP test rider Michele Pirro to Vallelunga and compared lap times for the same riders on the 2021 Panigale and the new bike. As you can see, all the riders were significantly faster on the 2022 Panigale. And even more notable is that on the 2022 Panigale road bike, Michele Pirro was only 3 seconds off the best race lap at that circuit with his Italian Championship spec race bike. The Ducati test riders have said that they noted that the 2022 Panigale is quicker when accelerating from low speeds, is more accurate and agile, and less tiring to ride than the previous model. But these improvements are not all down to just the engine modifications. It is fair to say that Ducati have been an innovative and leading force with motorcycle aerodynamics. They were the first to introduce winglets in MotoGP, for example, and at the Dallara wind tunnel facility, where the very same MotoGP aero is developed, they have further refined the aerodynamic package on the Panigale V4. Using the latest computer modelling and computational fluid dynamics allows development and exploration of aerodynamic advantages in a quicker time frame. On the 2022 Panigale V4, the result is improved cooling and winglet design. There is new venting on the side fairings and under the lower fairing to better dissipate heat from the oil cooler. The new winglets have been redesigned with 2 main areas, main and flap, similar to the rear wing on a Formula 1 car. The new design improves the ratio between the downforce and the drag, making the winglets more aerodynamically efficient than the outgoing models, while also being lighter and more compact. Even though the new winglets have a reduction in mass, they still produce the same amount of downforce as the older and bulkier winglets, and that level of downforce is significant. At 270 km an hour or 168 miles per hour, the winglets produce 30 kilograms, around 66 pounds of downforce, and at 300 km an hour or 186 miles per hour, this increases to 37 kilograms, around 81.5 pounds. All this downforce provides high speed stability as well as better stability under braking and reduces power wheelies, which in turn allows for less electronic assistance and improved performance and lap times. But the fairings and the winglets are not the only redesigned elements on the 2022 Panigale V4. The 2022 Panigale V4 has a new tank, which has been redesigned with more vertical and concave contact surfaces for your knees and legs to lock into under braking and hang off through the bends. The upper area has been redesigned to better accommodate your forearms, along with a redesign of the area of the fairing between the side fairing and the tank to further improve forearm ergonomics. The seat has also been worked on. The back of the seat is now flatter to allow you to sit further back and also for more comfort and freedom of movement. The Panigale V4 isn't just linked to the race bikes on the track, it also incorporates Ducati heritage into the design. Senior designer on the Panigale V4, Julian Clement, tells us that the overall look and style of the Panigale is inspired by an eagle swooping down onto its prey, much like the historic Ducati logo, and that the headlight design takes a direct genesis from the iconic 916. Such is the DNA of the Panigale V4, it still uses the engine as a stressed element, with the aluminium front frame and aluminium single-sided swing arm bolting directly onto it. The front monocoque is made from magnesium and the rear subframe is cast aluminium. The 2022 Panigale V4 does have some significant updates to the chassis as well though. For 2022 the swing arm pivot has been moved up by 4mm. This increases the anti-squat effect and no doubt comes from Ducati's variable ride height development in MotoGP. Although 4mm might not seem like much, Ducati reports improved stability under acceleration in all situations with this modification. The biggest area of change on the chassis though is to the all-in suspension on the Panigale V4S. The 2022 V4S now features Öhlins event-based electronically controlled suspension. This is the same system as on the 2022 Honda Fireblade. You can check out my video on the Fireblade for more about that. I'll put a link at the end of this video. With the event-based system though, you can control not only all aspects of the suspension and Öhlins electronic steering damper settings, but also set the intensity of the suspension's intervention for different events. For example, when braking, cornering, mid-corner or full lean, acceleration and so on. Different settings can be set for the different situations or events, hence the events-based name. Along with this new system comes Öhlins NPX 2530 pressurized forks and a TTX 36 rear monoshock. The pressurized forks reduce hydraulic cavitation risk and smooth out rough surfaces with more ease, which should improve braking stability and feel. The forks also have 5mm more travel, now up to 125mm of suspension travel. This allows for the use of less rigid fork springs, which in turn helps traction in all conditions. There is no doubt this new event-based system helps reduce lap times, but it could also help make road riding safer too. The base Panigale V4 comes with fully adjustable shower big piston forks, a Sachs steering damper and a fully adjustable Sachs rear monoshock. Brakes on both the base and SV4s are twin Brembo Styler calipers with 4 30mm pistons each on 330mm discs. At the rear there is a 245mm disc with a Brembo 2-piston caliper. Both models are supplied with Pirelli Diablo Super Corsa SP tyres, a 120/70/17 up front and a 260 at the rear. The Panigale V4S comes with 3-spoke forged aluminium wheels, while the base V4 comes with 5-spoke cast aluminium wheels. The Panigale V4S weighs in at 174 kilograms dry, around 384 pounds, and 195.5 kilograms wet, which is around 431 pounds. With the full titanium Agropovich race exhaust, the V4S would weigh in at just 190.5 kilograms wet. That's less than 420 pounds. There is also a pair of Marcassini forged magnesium wheels available as well, which will reduce overall weight and unsprung mass further still. As I'm sure you're aware, the Panigale V4 comes with a suite of MotoGP and World Superbike derived electronic rider aids that can make you both faster and safer. On the Panigale V4 you get wheelie control, traction control, slide control, engine braking control and cornering ABS, and these are all the same on the 2022 Panigale. but updates have been made to the rider modes and the TFT dash. With the Panigale V4 there are 4 rider modes: Street, Sport, Race A and Race B. These modes alter the various electronic settings, engine character, suspension settings on the V4S and also the power mode. And the 2022 Panigale has a new power mode strategy, now with 4 modes: full, high, medium and low. The high and medium modes are as before but have revised throttle maps. Low is a new mode which limits power to 150 horsepower. Full is also a new mode which gives full power and torque without any electronic interference, and as a result is track only. In addition to the new power modes, the 2022 Panigale V4 now has individual maps for each gear to get the maximum performance from the bike in all situations. The 5-inch TFT colour display gains new software and World Superbike external LEDs for the gear change indicator instead of the flashing rev counter of the previous model. There is also a new track Evo layout, which is in addition to the road and track layouts already available. The track Evo layout follows the configuration of the MotoGP dash layout, making the rev counter and gear change easier to read on track, and it also features the electronic settings in different colours on the right hand side of the screen. These sections now light up and stay lit up to allow you time to see which systems have been activated. This seems like a must-have feature now that high-end motorbikes have so many systems and setting configurations. This feature helps you figure out what needs changing and how you can ride better without getting lost in the myriad of adjustability that's available. Both the base V4 and the V4S come in this single red colour choice and have newly redesigned black Ducati logos on the side fairings. They each also have a V4 or V4S decal on the lower fairing. The V4S also has red tabs on the wheel rims and a two-tone black and red seat. The seat is also finished in 2 different materials, so aside from the golden all-in suspension, there are some other ways to tell the 2 models apart at a glance. To reflect the differing specifications of the 2 models, there is also a difference in their price tags. In the UK, the base Panigale V4 comes in at £20,995 and the Panigale V4S £25,995. If you want to add the full Agropovich race exhaust, it's £6,156 in the UK, although there are other road legal exhaust options available as well. The Marcassini forged magnesium wheels I mentioned are £4,403 and 65 pence in the UK, and there are a number of other accessories available, including a dry clutch, heated grips, protection options and various carbon fibre and aluminium parts. So there you are, the 2022 Ducati Panigale V4S, undoubtedly right at the top of the list of cutting-edge superbikes money can buy. And it is a lot of money, but it is also a lot of bike, with direct technological and mechanical links from the development of the Ducati MotoGP and World Superbike race machines. There is no doubt the updates Ducati have made to the Panigale for 2022 add up to a significant increase in performance. The Vallelunga lap times speak for themselves, but beyond that it seems that the developments made to the Panigale V4 are also about the rider's experience and allowing you to get more from the bike than just extra power. But those are my thoughts. What do you think? Would these updates tempt you away from your current Panigale or other sports bike onto a Panigale? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe for new videos each week. Click the links on screen for more now and that Honda Fireblade video I mentioned. But whatever you do, have a great day and thanks for watching.